Everybody's looking to hit their driver further, but there's going to be things in your swing that are making it harder to move the club fast. So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 tips for increasing driver distance. So driver distance, how can we increase our club head speed and get the ball shooting out a little bit further along the fairway? Well, there's a couple of keys in the swing and there's a couple of things that people do that actually is counterproductive and slows the club down. So we're going to try and move in positions today where we can move the club as fast as we can, but still retain a little bit of that control as well. So first thing I often see is people with a small shoulder turn and a club that gets very, very narrow. So hands and arms stay quite close to their body in the top of the backswing. So it looks a little bit this way. From here, because my length of arc is a bit shorter, it's going to be hard to generate as much club head speed as if I've got a big wide turn and my hands are away from my body. This big shoulder turn and keeping width for my backswing increases the length of arc and gives me more time to accelerate the club through the hip. So the way to feel this is in a really strong posture, try and reach your hands and arms as far back behind as you can in the backswing. So what we need for this is a big full shoulder turn and almost a bit of a stretch at the top of the backswing, and more time and more length in the backswing is going to give you more speed at impact. If the club has more time to accelerate, we're able to generate much more club head speed, and more club head speed is going to mean more distance. So big wide backswing, reach the club behind you, and then you can move the club a little bit faster on the way through. The second tip is when you're practicing driver on the range to increase distance, because there's no target out on the driving range and because there's no consequence for the result of where my golf ball ends, I like to, towards the end of my session when my body's feeling nice and loose, hit a few drives with no expectation of target and simply just to hit these as hard as you can. And the purpose of this is by moving the club with no technical thoughts, but just with as much speed as possible, I start to train my body to move a little bit quicker. On the golf course, when you've got the pressure of target and you're trying to find a fairway, the tendency will be to tense up a little bit and try to sort of guide the club a little bit through the ball. But this is going to be a killer for your speed. And it's important sometimes to just let go and move the club a little bit faster. And obviously, as you do this, the dispersion is going to go up. You're going to hit the ball all across the driving range. It doesn't really matter where the ball ends up. But just training your body to move a little bit faster without any expectation of target means when you do slow it down and you're trying to guide it a little bit more, you should be able to retain a little bit of that club head speed. So some people use speed sticks for this training. Myself, I just move my driver as fast as I can. And over time, I'm training my body to move a little bit faster. So with the ball, again, I've got no expectation of target. I'm taking aim, but I don't really mind where it ends up. And I'm just going to move this club as fast as I can. My third tip is to use solid weight transfer. When you're looking at big hitters on tour, what you're often going to see is people really pushing into the ground to create speed. And it's a really, really nice way of increasing my club head speed. The use of the ground and the big muscles in the leg is a really easy way of generating extra club head speed. But again, when people get on the course and they've got the pressure of target, it's really common to see people that stay a little bit too much over the ball, feeling like they've got a bit more control of the club head, trying to control the club face a bit more. But having static lower body movement here is going to be a killer to my speed. So what we want to see for this one, and again, this is more of a drill, is in my backswing, I'm almost going to step into my backswing to push into my right leg. And again, in my downswing, it's almost going to be the feeling of stepping into my lead leg and really moving the club fast on the way through. So what this looks like with a ball, again, good solid setup, aim, but I'm not, again, too focused on where the ball goes. I'm going to take a little step into my backswing, pushing into the ground, and then my through swing, push into my lead leg and turn through. So it should look like this. And with better use of the ground, you're going to find it much, much easier to move the club fast through impact, generating more club head speed. More club head speed is going to be much more distance. Obviously, when you're on the course, we do need an element of control, but by training speed on the range, naturally our slower swings start to become a little bit faster, and you should be able to get that distance up without too much loss of control. So if you're struggling with driver speed, there's 3 ways of generating a little bit more. If you found this video useful, make sure to hit like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys again in the next one.